Thank you so much for being here. So let's get started because honestly, this has a little bit of a structure in a way. The whole intent of this conversation is, even though it's informal and it is to support each other, gaining more and more courage to post things on LinkedIn and create a wave of comfort there. It's really also to shine light on people who are, doing an amazing job and are putting themselves out there already. And Mohan, it's one of them, and he graciously accepted to be, my first guest to run through the conversation that we planned for today. But it has a little bit of a structure and some key questions just to get in his head a little bit more and to get to know him and to get his motivations to use LinkedIn as a really close tool for his thought leadership, to Julie's point, and also to create, the online presence that he's looking to create online as well. So Mohan, welcome, and thank you so much for joining me in this experiment. For me, it's a big courageous step, and I know you're making a lot of strides there too.
Yeah, well, thank you. I think this is a fun thing to do, and I guess again, just share background. I feel like the more I hear you speak, and
Mohan, I think we lost you. Julie, you hear me, right?
Mohan, we lost you. And hey, Melissa.
As soon as we started.
Yep.
Of course. Melissa, you're going to have to come on stage because we're improvising.
Melissa.
So when you're ready.
Really, actually, put me on the spot. I've never attended a LinkedIn event where I'm in the car talking. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're in this together. everything today is an experiment, and we're all, experiencing what worked, what doesn't work. But more exciting is the conversation we can have and what we can learn from each other. That's the whole point. Mohan, are you back?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. Okay.
Don't go away like that, okay?
I think the only way I can get it to work again is if I go off and come back. So apologies. Yeah, I was just saying, Lindsay, I am really happy to be here, to be, on the show with you and get this started off in this experiment. I have gotten to know you over the last course of the, 4 or 5 months now, and every time I've interacted with you, I have felt that you have something powerful to say, and I'm glad that you're building this platform, and I'm glad that you're taking, this to the next step. We've talked about this a bit, and here it is. I can't believe we're here.
All right, so let's get started. So the first,
Let's do it.
The first section to get to know you better. It's we want to know your personal, what Mohan's LinkedIn content creation ABCs are. So we're going to start with a thing you often leave for the last minute when it comes to posting and putting yourself on LinkedIn.
I think the thing that I leave at the last minute is really the creative, the picture. I like to do some type of asset with it. So that to me is usually the thing that I leave to the last minute when I'm thinking about because I try to think about what I want to talk about or what is important to say. But this is really funny. Not only is that, sometimes I even leave the post itself to the last second. I know I need to write something and I want to write something, and it's the last thing I'm doing.
Funny. Okay, so what's the best practice you've learned so far?
Well, so the process of gathering ideas is one that I think I've gotten really good at. The practice that I do is when the idea comes to me, I actually have a voice recorder on my phone that's connected to actually ChatGPT, and I will say my idea to ChatGPT, and it will record it for me into my notes, which is really cool. So I have this beginning of my idea kind of captured, and then when I go back to it, it's not like I'm having to rethink what was I saying. It's actually well formatted, and I can pick it up from there.
Awesome. And the last is, what's a creativity booster that you use for those days when you are uninspired?
Okay, this is going to be really funny, but I find the best thing is one of two things. So I can't pick one. I'm sorry here, Lindsay.
It's okay.
But I get a lot of ideas and a lot of creativity boosts from just going out and run. When I'm running, my brain seems to just unleash, and I get so many different ideas. And then I immediately come back after I run and I record like all 5 ideas that I just got. The other thing that I do is I'll take a long shower and get lots of ideas while I'm sitting there in the long shower.
Very cool. Okay, so we chose one of your favorite, more special posts to be our springboard for the conversation. I know you got a lot of reactions and comments, and the content of it in itself came at a very important time in your life. But let me ask you this. Did you have anybody read it out loud back to you at some point?
No, actually, that's a good point. Nobody read it back out loud to me.
Okay, so I'm gonna read it now.
Okay.
And then we're gonna dive into everything that you meant with your post. So okay. I'm gonna read it to you as I read it the first time in my own head. Okay. So why am I on LinkedIn on the weekend? Because I'm an entrepreneur. There's no stopping, and I love it. I'm working on so many things at the same time. All my skills are being organized, the ability to prioritize. These are critical and come in handy. So what am I doing? Well, I'm already working with clients. Yes, paying clients before you ask. Blessed and thankful for this early success. It's all baby steps, but I'm grateful. All this without even having a website. All of those people who say a website is needed, they have a point, but I have found that relationships are key. And speaking of the website, it's coming. In fact, in the following weeks, I will share more and more about what I'm up to. I have not been ignoring those who have inquired. I'm just building this business in public. Time is the biggest commodity, and all of those conversations about prioritizing time, super right. But here's the truth. I'm having the time of my life. I have never been more charged, full of energy. In fact, my wife says I got the energy of an 18-year-old. So here I am sharing this journey. I'm appreciative with all of you, and thank you all for your support and referrals. Please keep them coming. I have received so much positive feedback and belief, so I also want to give back. And if you have questions on AI, LLMs, GPTs, prompting, automation, chatbots, Gen AI, whatever, I would be happy to share my knowledge. Namaste. More to come. To take it in for a minute, and what is your first thought when you go back to that moment that you wrote that piece of content? And what does that mean to you?
So thanks for reading it back out loud. The thing that I feel when I hear you read back to me is the enthusiasm and the excitement that I felt at that moment, and how it got captured in this post.
What motivated you to write that post, Mohan? What was the trigger that touched you on that specific topic?
I think just the realization of how much fun I'm having, and the fact that it's nonstop. It was a weekend, and I was just up early working and feeling so excited and so inspired. It just became very natural. It's almost like I was just sharing my excitement at the moment at that time.
That's awesome. Did you want to provoke anything in particular when people read it? Did you put it together thinking, I wish people knew XYZ, or I would love to get some kind of reactions. Were you surprised with the reactions that you got?
Yes, I was, because it was just really me doing a kind of an expression of where I am on my journey. I think it's a lot of people do this right now. They write and they kind of build their business in public, and it's scary because you're showing both your successes and your failures. So in this case, one of the failures that I was alluding to was, but I've just jumped into this and I've built this business so far just on referrals and people that I know, and leveraging the relationships that I have. And I thought that was magical, and that was kind of one of the things I was trying to tell people. So like, for me, it kind of starts off with just really being authentic and being real, and I felt that was something I was trying to convey through this post as well. And then ultimately, I wanted to connect with more entrepreneurs. I wanted to connect with people that were going through this journey at the same time, and build a community, people that are going to rise to the top, and support each other. So that was really where it was at.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Julie here can tell more about that.
Julie, do you have a comment? Or Anna or Melissa? And hi, Andrew. You're welcome to go on stage whenever you're ready if you want to.
Okay, so Lindsay, I'm so glad I'm recording this. This is a really powerful conversation. This journey and what we do when we build in public,
Mm-hmm.
it means so much to so many more people than we realize.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're giving them courage to see that it can be messy, but there are ways to make it faster and shorter, and like, don't go the way that everybody else goes, like the website piece. That was just so practical. So love that. And community is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Lindsay. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. And Lindsay, I really love this concept, and I'm so excited that you're doing it. So I think, for me, when I first read Mohan's post, which is an excellent post, it just really resonated with me, because I've had a lot of people sort of have this pushback of, why are you on LinkedIn on the weekends? LinkedIn is like a business site, and it's Monday through Friday. And so literally I was having a conversation with people about LinkedIn in a group chat, and we were trying to come up with a day to meet. And I was like, listen, in all honesty, Fridays and the weekends are the best for me. And someone was like, well, the weekends are for me. That's my time. And I'm thinking, yeah, but LinkedIn is for me too. And LinkedIn is my time. And I love being on the platform and get so much out of it. And especially if you're entrepreneurial, especially if you're building your own business, I don't think you can have that mindset of, well, I'm just going to put it all aside on the weekends. And yes, we should have boundaries, and yes, we should take, time for ourselves and not be working 24/7 without question. I just love the post, because it's like, well, why wouldn't I be here on the weekends? Why wouldn't I be engaging with people, making connections, meeting clients, telling people about what I'm doing? If you're building in public, you're building in public, and you want people to see you regardless of what day of the week that is. So I just loved it, and I thought it was great. And it just really made me think of all these crazy conversations I've had with people, that we just really kind of have to shift our mindset, right? Even when I worked a 9 to 5, it was never a 9 to 5 ever. So,
Never.
That's my thoughts.
I think I had a similar reaction when I read it the first time, and I have a little bit of a behind the scenes, story with Mohan and some of the journey we've been transitioning together. So, I know a little bit of the what led to writing that, and for me it was a big moment of pride for you, Mohan, in tapping into something that I know is very special to you, and a business that is not coming from a place of simply being an entrepreneur, but it's something that you believe in so much, and you want to do and offer really a quality product and quality education and a quality perspective on the world of artificial intelligence and all these new trends and tools, so people can actually be proficient at it and executives can embrace the change and all of that. And it was a recollection of a moment of arrival to your purpose, the way in which I digested it.
Wow. Well, thank you. We've been on this journey together, haven't we? You've been hearing me talk about AI. It's a challenge to, know that you want to do something and then actually go and do it. And then to the point of the post, which is to build it in public. It's intimidating, to be honest with you. And what I found so refreshing was when I put this post out there and just kind of stated what I was feeling, what I was going through. Again, just the community, the way they came back and said, almost like cheering you on. They want to see you do well, and they want to support you on this mission. So, I was going to say this for later, but I'll just say it now. The irony of that post is that I just finished my first version of my website yesterday night. So it's like, woohoo, I've arrived. It's funny because I've been working and having this business, but I feel like having the website just feels like legitimized it. Even if it is like a crappy website, it doesn't matter.
Just like my crappy audio room today.
We have a word for that in the product development world that I live in. It's called the MVP.
Yeah, I think Julie had a point earlier, about just jumping in and just do it, and it'll build itself out if it's meant to be. And I feel like that's what it's all about, honestly, to figure out how things work and how we can make it work for ourselves and how we can probably inspire other people to also jump in the water. I want to acknowledge that we have Andrew DeGood and Steve Thomas, who are my good friends from the Outlier Project. And I'm so excited that you guys gave us an opportunity to have you here. So if you want to join on the stage and the conversation, you just need to raise your hand and I will. I finally learned how to allow you in stage. But I have a question for you, Mohan. Another question. So you wrote that, you gave us the perspective of, how you got to the point of, launching pretty much your adventure and how you are building the plane as you fly it. Is there anything else that you wanted to say that didn't make it into the post?
Yeah, I think, in that post, I go back and kind of think about a key message for myself. So I feel like I was writing to somebody like me, to myself. I would remind myself it's about showing up every day and it's about being consistent. No matter how difficult it is, and the energy you bring to every day is what's going to be the differentiator, and ultimately, be your success factor. Well, that would be something I would add to it.
Very cool. What was the most memorable, surprising, exciting comment that you received?
Oh, wow. Let me see. I think if I look back, I would remember there was quite a few things that came out there. So I think what surprised me was when people got on there and just, they kind of agreed with me. And they said, this is the way I work too. And I never understood, why anybody else can work differently if you're an entrepreneur. And similar to what, we heard both Julie and, just go back here. Melissa say, right? So I think this speaks volumes. And to me, the one other comment to read, I actually had a genuinely good chuckle when I read it was the fact that somebody picked out the 18-year-old comment. Made a comment about that. They said, "You've got the energy of an 18-year-old. Even this pose shows us." I thought that was awesome. Just made me chuckle.
That's amazing. Okay, so you wrote that post a month ago or so.
Yeah.
So fast forwarding to today in this conversation, what would a follow-up post say?
I guess we talk about working till late nights, not just weekends.
Not just weekends.
Follow up. Like I was up till 11 p.m.
Oh no, we lost him.
And it was getting so good. No, I'm kidding. That was amazing so far. So I hope you come back.
He'll be back. Julie, Melissa, Anna, what comments do you have so far? You're back? Okay. What would a follow-up post look like a month later?
So a follow-up post would talk about, I don't know if you heard what I said, but it's like that, the life of an entrepreneur doesn't stop on the weekends, nor does it stop at the end of the day. There is no end of the day. The boundaries are somewhat question of what you're trying to get done. And I've really been focused on just getting things done. So I'll set like here's the one thing I want to get done today. And if I get that done at 5 p.m., I get that done at 5 p.m. If I get that done at 11 p.m., it's 11 p.m. So that's just how I've been working and operating. Set a mission for myself, and that would be part of the follow-up to this post. And I think the other follow-up, I kind of let the cat's out of the bag, is that the website's live as of last night. And for those of you who are wondering what it's called,
Oh no.
In a way, I'm glad.
Still going to be wondering.
In a way,
profile.
In a way, I'm glad this is a very intimate session.
But you're doing wonderfully, Lindsay. I'm so enjoying the questions and the flow and what we're learning and just being real.
Thank you.
I was co-hosting an audio event like a week or so ago, and the host kept dropping off, completely dropping off like every 15 minutes. So like it happens, and it just made it more interesting.
Yes,
I'm not sure why this is happening. I've never had this problem.
Well, it's more philo, Mohan. You should know more philo, being in technology.
I know philo. Oh yeah. Perfect.
All right, for the third time around, Mohan.
Yes. What do you want to know?
Tell us a little bit more about your website, and anything else that you have coming up, and then I have one last question for you after that.
Yeah, the website or the business is called Thinker.ai. So it is about AI, and I'm focused on AI solutions for the insurance industry, providing both automations, voice solutions, education, training, and also consulting. So that's the cat's out of the bag, and it's live. So Thinker.ai. It's Thinker with a double R, so no E. THINKRR.ai.
Wow. It's really inspiring. Like I said, we've started some time ago, and just seeing how all your vision is coming together. Not only gives people courage to use LinkedIn and put your voice out there, but it also makes it real for anybody who is still like me, wondering, right, what is next, and what does it look like, and do I have what it takes, to believe and bet on myself. And I'm really, really proud of you.
Well, thank you. That means a lot coming from you. And yeah, I just believe in doing and not overthinking it. So just get started. And I know with experience that I'll figure all this out as it's going along. So building while as you said, the plane is still flying.
Awesome. All right. So I have the last question, and then we can open forum. And I want to invite again, our listeners, Andrew, Steve, hi Vladimir, and hi Platine. So anyone that wants to join the conversation, the stage, we still have a few more minutes if you would like to come over. But the last question, which is one of our signature questions for this event, is what are the top 3 things the people that we have today here cannot leave without knowing about you and remembering you for?
Yeah, well, I think I'll be remembered for the guy who dropped off, multiple times.
It's also recorded, okay? I remember I'm recording this thing.
Right on. So I think, I'll leave with you these 3 things. One is I'm an entrepreneur, so that means I'm going to get better with time, and perfection just doesn't exist. And my passion is really around AI. Lindsay, you know that. I probably, Vlad and I are good friends, so Vlad knows too. Every time we meet, I'm just talking his ear off about AI, so he's probably chuckling right now. So that's definitely the one thing I want to leave. The other thing that people don't know about me is I love coaching and mentoring. Something I do a lot of, and I'm actually helping a young startup as well right now, working as an advisor for them. It's called younginnovators.ca, and they are producing courses for young children, and they age up to 10 or 12 on things like robotics. So it's really fun helping them go and do their journey at the same time. And then the third thing, I'm reading all the time. It's one of my passions. I love learning, and I just keep on doing that. So a couple of books I'm reading right now. One is called Exactly What to Say, and that's by Phil M. Jones. It's a really small book to read and easy to read, and absolutely full of so many great insights, especially if you're an entrepreneur or somebody who has to do any kind of interaction or sales with people. And then for those of you who know me, I won't leave you without a AI recommendation. So the book I'm reading right now is called Reimagine Building Products with Generative AI. Also a fantastic book, full of a lot of insights, and it's a very different format, quite enjoyable and easy to read.
Amazing. Anybody wants to make any comment or add up to the conversation? Does anyone on the panel want to come up stage?
Okay, so I'll just pop in while people are deciding if they're going to raise hands or not. But I really love, so half of what you said I feel like should be on a t-shirt and probably going to be in our merch line. But you just have to start. There's this thing, especially with emerging tech, and we're all kind of building the future right now. There's the MVP. That is the name of it all. I mean, and that last 20%, I think we waste so much time on, and we haven't shipped it, and we don't know what our users think, and we don't know what the experience is like. And so just echo that. And then also, I love your website. The mobile version looks great, and that is such a bonus for me. So tremendous. If that's V1, congrats.
Awesome.
Awesome.
It's been really a pleasure, Julie, getting your feedback here on live and just connected with you.
Likewise, totally following you.
Anna, anything for you before we close?
Yeah, I was thinking. So let's go into the Mohan course with mostly curiosity, especially when AI has so much information now. I really want to know how to put this specific things for your business. That's something that I'd like to do sometime, I suppose. And
yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch the question. And Lizzie, did you get it?
sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a little better, Anna. Thank you.
This is a little bit better, yeah.
Okay, fine. So, open hats off to your website, Mohan. Julie talked about the remote MVP, product mindset. Love that. And second thing is curiosity actually drove me to start reading your posts, honestly. especially when it was AI. I'd like to know how you chose this specific, AI leadership for innovation group for your business. The journey itself. Why did you pick this? What does it mean? Maybe I'd like to read about that at some point. Because the reason being, it's not just going to help entrepreneurs. It's going to help people like people want to be in the execution future, right? So it's the journey that's important. So that's something.
Yeah, I think I understand what you asked. So you're kind of saying like, how did I choose a niche that I'm working in? Is that
exactly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you're absolutely right. So it's been a journey. So one of the things that you probably will get to know about me is like I'm a generalist by nature, and having been working with Fortune 500 companies, I've I've been able to solve a lot of problems. And one of the biggest challenges I had when I started out this journey was just trying to really understand that I'm going to have to niche down and solve these problems for a particular space and industry. And insurance is something I've had experience in and a lot of connections in. And it's something that's such an obvious need for it. And then it kind of came to me. I'm working right now with an insurance company, and I just to realize that this is something that the more I dive deeper into is a place where I can make an impact. And by putting all my attention on this particular need, it will allow, it doesn't mean, like there are people outside this industry who come to me and ask me for help, and you know what, that's fine, I help them. I don't have a problem with that. But being very specific on where I want to focus on, it helps with some of the things, especially like on LinkedIn, for example, Anna. When you're trying to speak to people, knowing who you're speaking to and what message you can help them with. People like, even the website, like it took me a long time to understand people are not coming to the website to find out about me. They're coming to the website to find out how I can help them. And that is something that I think if you don't know who the people are you want to help, it's very hard. I really consciously made a decision that this is the industry that I want to go after, and that I worked in this industry before and I am right now, just became a natural fit. And I look at the fact that education fits into this very nicely, which is something that I'm very passionate about.
Thanks, brother.
So cool.
Cool.
Awesome. So we're coming close to the end of the event. I want to invite one more time Andrew or Steve or Vlad or Platin. If you have anything you want to ask and want to come to the stage with us, you're more than welcome. I'm really, really, really thankful to have all of you here. This is our first iteration of what I hope becomes a bigger conversation. And it's also given me an opportunity to overcome my own learning curve, with what we can do with this tool. And the other, I always say in my paid job, what I do is drive transformational programs, at large scale. But I always refer to it as, my primary job is to connect people with one another. And in a way, this is helping me fulfill that purpose too. And I hope that as we walk away from these conversations, having known Mohan's story a little bit, more beyond the one post, that we continue to integrate, our knowledge and that we cross-pollinate relationships. I've learned so much from everyone in this room. And I just think it's so magical and so important that we keep it honest and human and imperfect. And that's the whole purpose of this. So I hope to see you, hopping in and off, on and off every week. And we will have a new guest as we move through. I'm going to do this pressure test until the end of March and then kind of reassess a direction that could be a little bit more expansive. But for now, I'm extremely thankful. This is also a test for me and my personal growth and an opportunity to build stronger relationships with all of you.
Go, Lindsay. This was amazing.
Lindsay, this was fantastic. And thank you guys all so much. Mohan, thank you for spending the time sharing your story with us. It was super inspiring.
Awesome. Glad to be here.
All right. Well, happy week.